Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Fairly Decent Podcast. I'm your host, Nigel Jones. As always, with my intelligent co-host, I'd like to start off by introducing them. First and foremost, the only person that I know that turned down the $1 million billionaires stimulus package, Abhishek Bilari.
Stop, man. It's Taj. That's Taj.
Nah, I sent mine back. They sent it the wrong person. But go ahead.
Mr. No Flex is ever too big, Taj Crutch.
How y'all doing today? Wear brims.
Mr. CGR himself in the flesh, Mr. T Love.
Go Cowboys.
And Coach Matthews, the sequel. Hey, Matt.
It's good, man. Hey, welcome.
All right, man. You know what I'm saying? How y'all gentlemen doing, man? Everything been good since the last one?
It's been good. It's been good. Got some good feedback from the last episode. A lot of people hit me up, let me know that they was excited to see that we was doing something like this. So that was positive.
Were you famous like that?
No, I'm not famous yet. But you know, we're gonna speak it up.
All right, cool. What's up with the rest of y'all, man? Everything good?
Yeah, man. Same thing.
Okay. So this podcast is being recorded on Thursday, April 23rd, unofficially, officially the draft day. So, you know, that's why a couple of us are repping the home teams. But I don't know about the other two. They tripping, they didn't get the memo or something. But nah, it was spontaneous. A couple of people had the same idea. But I don't know. Let's start off. Let's talk about one of the elephants in the room, which is the states opening back up. So three of us are currently in the state of Georgia. Probably would like to be somewhere else at the moment, but you know that's where we live. But if you haven't heard, the Trump administration has opened up for the local governors to pretty much take it upon themselves to open back up the states if they feel like it and whenever they feel like it. And our Governor Kemp, showed no restraint in his his ability to go ahead and announce that he was going to open back up the state. So I'd like to start there and like just get everybody's thoughts on just all the different states reopening back up so soon, and then also what we think is who we think are the true beneficiaries of the states opening back
up. Quick question. Abhishek, you in Atlanta now? I thought you came back to the A, or you in Dallas?
Yeah, no, I've been here in Atlanta for like whenever the second shutdown happened, so like since March, I guess.
You didn't tell nobody. We didn't link up or nothing. It's cool.
Whoa.
Social distance,
man. Whoa.
Yeah, he's like, I'm moving low key.
What's wrong with him? He trying to get you that Rona, dog.
Yo, God, Taj, don't even trip right now, man.
We gonna play the Big Sean on, man. Tell him you don't F with him, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go last on this question because I'm upset now.
Look, I don't care if me and Taj was neighbors. I wouldn't have seen that mug until his low.
I wouldn't call you.
Oh wow.
But I guess I'll start off. So it's interesting because I've seen like a lot of articles and I've saw a lot of videos since since it originally was announced, and I saw like the Breakfast Club, Dr. Fauci was on there, and he was basically talking about we're in a global pandemic, and yes, we don't have a vaccine for the COVID-19 yet, and social distancing is pretty much advised to try to minimize death rate and the contraction rate of the virus, as well as try to flatten the curve. But he did say that the nation is also in a bind because it's not his decision alone to make this as far as like whether or not we should or shouldn't be interacting with one another. And he did bring up the point that although we are in a bit of a bind as far as like not being able to be around each other socially because of this airborne virus, but he did also say because of that, the economy is suffering so much that we could be equally in a I guess an epidemic with the economy that's almost as big as the pandemic that we're dealing with globally. Because if the economy continues to crash at the rate that it's going, that could be even bigger, if not as big as the pandemic. Then also to kind of shed light on this state thing, I read something this morning, actually, convenient that I read this morning, where a local business owner, he's a restaurant owner, and he was talking about, I guess, restaurant owners or restaurant employees, tattoo parlors, churches, nail salons, so on and so forth. So majority of the businesses that are reopening Friday as a result of Governor Kemp saying that we can reopen businesses. He stated that all of them are considered what you call, I think it was 1099 contractor. And he was saying under normal circumstances, 1099 contractors aren't able to get benefits. But he said in light of this COVID-19 crisis, they were eligible for benefits because of this. And they said that because of Governor Kemp saying that they can reopen businesses, now they are in a bind because all of those benefits that they were going to receive are now gone with the wind, because now they're technically able to reopen business. And because of that, now they're just shut out of luck, which is interesting. It gives another light, or shines another light on why this may be happening, not to benefit those businesses, but really to kind of detriment and like hurt them in the long run, because now they're shut out of luck.
I feel like this. Go ahead, Zach.
I was about to go into, if you had a quick statement, I was about to go into a rant, so you got it.
Oh yeah, my quick thing is, I get it on both sides. I know some business owners have families and they need to open up to get their money and try to provide, But also, I think I get on the other side, which is that I think this kind of early to be open up some of these establishments and trying to open things up so people can go get a haircut or do all that stuff. I feel like, they need to tackle some things a little bit more before they have everything open back up. But I do get why they're opening back up for some individuals and some companies and businesses, because they got to provide and got to get their money as well. So it's a 50-50 on both sides. So it's kind of hard.
Yeah, but they're not like opening them up like willy-nilly, right? They have some rules in place as well. So like, even if you do open up a restaurant, it's probably like 25% of the capacity in that restaurant is probably going to be full. So it's not like they're opening up and just letting the masses kind of run out and do their thing. So it's like I would describe it like when you have an injury, it's like you want to get on the field as quick as possible, but like every week you gotta first you crawl, first you like walk, and you run, you jog it out, So you gotta take it a week at a time. But if we continue to sit idly and just wait for like an indicator later on saying, okay, everything's fine, I think at that point the economic crisis will be probably a lot worse than it is right now.
I think that's a good parallel you made to like an injury. The way athletes come back from injury is how they do have progressive states. And if they just went from, okay, you're hurt, to completely 5-on-5 or 11-on-11 full contact sport, it would be a much worse situation than if they were to gradually introduce back to playing their normal. So that's a pretty damn good comparison. Mm-hmm. I would say this: President Trump does not say much profound, in my opinion. He did say one thing profound that I will actually give him credit for, and he did say we cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself. And I agree with. As hard as that is to say, as much as that hurts to say, I do agree with him when he says we cannot let the cure be worse than the disease itself, or be worse than the problem itself. So we don't want to get back to an America that is not functioning, where jobs are not even, you can't find a job. Jobs are not existent because companies are closed, and we can't get back to our economic ability that we had before. Now, mind you, at what cost do you have? So that means people will get sick and that people will die. So being a fellow North Carolinian right now, I do appreciate Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina for go ahead and being a guinea pig in the study. And going to see how this, removing the social distance works. And, I won't be going through Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina until I realize that, how y'all make it through. I'll be in touch with you, Najee. I'll hit y'all up and let's see if y'all still alive. If y'all good, we good.
If we make it to episode 3, we good.
Right. Exactly. I'm like, all right, cool. We can go outside now. No, seriously. It's a tough decision to make. It's a very tough decision to make. Some states were going to have to do it first.
Yeah, can keep in mind every state allegedly is opening back up on May 1st. So I mean, it's a week.
Yeah. And ours extended here to May 9th, May 10th. So we'll see how that goes. Tough decision.
But my thing is, so with them opening everything back up, let's just say that more and more people die. Then what happens?
So at that point, you retract. So if that happens, and they're not opening everything up, just like Abhishek said, you're not just opening it up to the masses. It's going to be social distance. It's going to be like what you see in your grocery stores now.
But my thing is, all that's in effect now to the most extreme measures, quote unquote, and the cases are doubling or tripling or whatever. So even if they open up to 25% or whatever, I think it's still, in theory, it still should be more.
So I think oh, go ahead, Finn.
You go ahead.
So I think the way, because like I said, there's no true cure until there's a vaccine. So everything is just a game of chess. We're just trying to figure out the next move. So I think the way that you can kind of manage it in the interim is by, as hard as it is to say, when I was talking to you guys earlier about Harris County in Texas, like, have very strict rules in place for stuff like this and then reinforce them. So that means mandatory mask rules. If you leave out the house, you have to be wearing the mask. If you're not wearing the mask, there's a fine attached to it. Mandatory social distancing. If you see a group of individuals who are not family, and I mean like mother, daughter, husband, wife type of deal, and then that they're not showing social distancing or not practicing social distancing, then if they don't have a great reason for this, fine them. Like I say, it's a hard thing to say, and it's a very, I guess you could say it's a very, what's the word I'm looking for?
I would say communist.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
That's what I'm gonna say. But honestly,
but keep in mind, it will work because I mean, right now you kind of don't have a choice if you're trying to somewhat get the economy to a flowing state, but at the same time you really don't want to heighten this death toll and this contraction rate.
So do you further deploy military members to help enforce this rule, or do you accept like volunteers? Because you're gonna need more people.
Yeah, I know. You can't just say you one policeman go make sure this county of people is doing right. Like, it's not.
So you
I feel like
the military.
I feel like some people are not going to take it serious unless it's affecting somebody that they love or.
I mean, that's always the case.
Them. Yeah. So, but it doesn't need to be the case,
I'm saying that's just the case with humans. Like with human beings, the best teacher is by tragedy. Tragedy is always the best teacher. And it's unfortunate, but that's reality.
Yeah.
19 people can get shot in one day, and you won't care anything about it. But let's say your homeboy gets shot the next day.
Then you may move different.
Or Ricky.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but like I said, that's just the reality of it. Like I said, unless they put some more strict guidelines behind this social distancing and them reopening the economies and trying to get businesses back flowing, then it's going to be the same old same. It's going to be the hospitals being overpacked, overwhelmed, the death tolls rising, and more people being affected. So, because even right now with the stay-at-home orders being enforced, the death rate and infected rate is still going up. So,
yeah. Yes, some states are putting in measures where you're trying to see at least a level of reduction. Some states don't have those same metrics, so it's gonna be interesting to see, man. Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, and oh my God, did y'all see that clip from Las Vegas? The mayor of Las Vegas. Oh my God, my bad for not sending it to y'all before today. But she basically said, "We volunteers tribute, bro." She basically said, "Look, I volunteer my city. We're gonna be
the Hunger Games?
We're gonna be, man." That's literally what she said, pretty much. She basically said, "I'm gonna volunteer my city to be an experiment to see how this removing social distancing works." And I'm just not a fan because you, mayor, are just not about to sacrifice my life.
Right.
For Las Vegas.
We need to vote on this.
Right.
Yeah, Las Vegas.
And I wonder how serious people gonna take like actually following social distancing thing. Because like once the lift is, lifted or whatever, they're gonna be like, I'm gonna go back to my regular life because
they're gonna take it as
say
serious.
I can go outside.
They're gonna take it as serious as everybody on social media take it serious. So if people on social media keep saying, "Nah, we ain't gonna fool with it," then they're not gonna fool with it. And we outside today, they're gonna be outside today. You know what I'm saying?
Just peep the movie theaters tomorrow. Just people.
Huh?
Just peep the movie theaters tomorrow. That's all I gotta say. I guarantee you people gonna be.
Shoot, peep the barbershops and nail salons.
Nah, I doubt it. I still doubt it.
The nail salons and barbershops will have people, and I guarantee it. Because boy, as much as these females be on Instagram talking something, man, I can't wait to get my nails done.
It's gonna be some people there, but it's not gonna be like what we think, flowing.
Look,
it's gonna be flowing. I promise you.
I seen a girl on Instagram yesterday said verbatim that, man, I need my nails done, man. I don't care. Like, man, look, you could come to I'll come to your house. She said, man, I'll wear my mask. I'll pay double the rate. I'll tip you. Like,
it's not as serious.
Like,
I
for real.
Block her, whoever that is.
But I think that I don't think there's just it's not just the local and national governments or politicians as a whole in play when it comes to this. I think that the jobs themselves should take a lot of responsibility for practicing the health of their employees, because just because they say businesses reopen, that don't mean my employees are now in there moving the same way they were before. Like, if I'm a business owner or a manager or something like that, I need to take it upon myself to make sure that me and my employees and my customers are protected when this happens. So that means, look, no face-to-face contact with customers. Whatever we can do with PPE, let's try to put some type of PPE in place with any type of interaction with anybody. Like, it's not just on the government; it's on the individual employers as well.
I think with that topic right there, do you think that people who are able to function completely remotely, they should wait to be like the last people to enforce you going back in office?
Yeah, so that's a good
most sense, right?
So that's a good topic, because I actually wanted to shed some light on that as well. So, like, in all of our examples, all of us have the option to work from home currently, and with people who have the option currently to work from home, I don't think any employers should force their employees to go back to work. So even once there's a somewhat calming or somewhat norm, there should be an option for your mental health and your physical health. If you don't feel comfortable coming back to work physically yet, it should be an option. It should be, because today, earlier in the day, my company actually sent out a Survey Monkey, basically survey to the whole company, basically, and the theme of the survey was, how has things been during these COVID-19 times? Basically saying, do you think that you and your family's doing okay? Do you think the company has done good with their handling of COVID-19's situation? Do you think that we could do better? Do you think there's anything that we as an employer can do better to help and assist you in these times? And then at the very end, there was an option to put manual input to put in what you think that we can do to help going forward. And I wrote in that exactly that, like, whenever we have the option to go back to work, I don't think you shouldn't force people coming back to work. You should give the option that if you do not feel comfortable being around other people yet, you should have the option to work from home.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna go like that though. But I think it should. But I think, you know, the way jobs and stuff operate a lot of times. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. Like, don't you think people would abuse that freedom?
Yeah, but I mean, people abuse anything. You give anybody an inch, somebody's gonna take a mile.
But my thing is, if we're able to function now completely remotely, then we should be able to do it a little bit longer. We should be the last people, I feel like, that goes back to work just because we don't have to be in office per se.
That on top of the fact, like I said, you shouldn't probably just send everybody back to work at once. You should probably ease into it. So like with your job, with your job you have a work from home days. You should schedule some work from home days so not everybody is on top of each other at once. So have the company work from home, have the company work in the office, and then you flip it.
I think, like you said, my company did the same thing with the SurveyMonkey and sent out a survey to everyone about how we've been working remotely and how people are enjoying it or any feedbacks or anything like that. But I think since this COVID-19 has been going on and it's showing our company that we can all work remotely, I think a lot of things are going to be changed going forward in my company. And I feel like for some other companies as well, whether that maybe you only had one work from home day, now you probably have like 2 or 3, or, you know what I'm saying, work from home days, and then they alternate, you know, to go like that. And then some companies are going to probably go strictly remote for the rest of the year, I believe, just to be on the safe side. But I think that could be, like Taryn was saying, if your company didn't go fully remote, stay remote until you 100% sure that everyone's comfortable in going into the office. I feel like that shouldn't be. It should be like that. But I guess, like you said, we have to see.
Yeah. I'm not sure if somebody else wanted to say something else about this, but kind of like pivoting, still staying somewhat on the same topic. What do you guys think about the new proposals about the $2K a month, I think it was, or your rent / mortgage covered for a year?
I'm with it.
and I could be misquoting this because I'm not sure. Was it the option of the two? Like, not to say we have the option, but they were proposing one or the other, or it wasn't both, right?
I'm not sure about the rent thing, but I seen the one about the $2,000 a month, and it was a pretty loose.
Don't send me no money. I'm
restrictions. Basically saying, like, if you're single, you make like under 130.
Sending it back. Disrespect.
Send it this way, bro.
Put some respect on my name.
Send it to me.
Send it to me.
Yeah, I take all of this.
Right.
I call
some respect on that name down there.
Well, I'm gonna come out this thing, drop cash on the truck. Like, damn, all right.
I don't have that type of pride at all. Send it to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know about the. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was about to say I don't know how we're going to afford $2,000 a month for all these Americans for like multiple months. Like that's a lot of money. Yeah.
But I mean,
my thing is more like, sure, we're gonna get money now, but like it's not free money. It's not coming out of like thin air. So it's probably gonna be coming from a tax later on. So is it worth? And it's probably worth it right now to get the money, but is it worth the taxation that we'll get for X amount of years, for however many years that it'll take to?
I'm saying, depending on who we elect in the head office, that will determine who is taxed, whether or not it's big business owners or your working class citizens.
Exactly. So is it? I'm sure there's a balance there somewhere that says, hey, like, there's probably a good balance of not the entire year, because I think that's excessive, but for this many people to be taking loans or grants for rent and mortgages, that's a lot of money. That's compounded. It's almost exponential.
Right. And I think they just approved another $484 million. Just went through the House a couple minutes ago, so it's on Trump's desk now. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, not million, billion. Excuse me. Billion, nearly a billion. $484 billion, and that's, I think, to extend the PPE and some other programs as well. maybe not PPP. This is actually more small business, hospitals and stuff like that. So it's just a lot of money that the government's paying out.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna want that back too. They're gonna want it back.
Oh, they're gonna want it back, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It just like how yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it has to be paid because that's just as important as trying to get the economy back up and running. Because, I mean, people have to live.
We got somebody in office who may be particularly sensitive to how the economy, performs right before re-election. But, that's maybe here or there.
That's another story for another day.
We got to get out of that. This ain't a political podcast, so we not.
Yeah. And I know the lines are very blurred nowadays with everything going on, but yeah, we're gonna move on to another topic. So I did want to talk about just to shed a little. I don't want to. If we talk about this, I don't want to talk about this for more than like 2 seconds. But am I the only person that has been seeing the resurgence of pyramid schemes all over social media?
That's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up. Because before all this was going on, I feel like a lot of people doing the pyramid scheme. I don't know if it's a pyramid scheme or not, but a lot of people was like, tradings and all the stuff like that. And they was like, we know we quit our jobs, we do the stocks and all stuff like that. But they was like, I forgot the stock exchange, though.
Forex.
Stuff like that. Yeah, Forex, stock exchange, stuff like that. And I don't know if that's pyramid, but I kind of have a feeling because you got to recruit people to kind of keep it going. So I'm like, if you got the tips and trades to make all this money, then why are you recruiting people? I don't know. But I feel like a lot of people are still doing it now because they trying to get people's money, but ain't nobody got no money to dive into it with, you know what I'm saying, to start from scratch.
I mean, I can kind of understand why the pyramid quote unquote scheme has kind of had like a resurgence as of late, because a lot of people are out of jobs. So if I got at least 100, if I have at least 100 that I can put in there, I can make 800 back. I mean,
for risk.
And to that point, at the same time, I don't have a job, so I don't have steady income, and I also have all this free time to be looking at just random stuff where I normally would have been at work. Now I'm at home on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever.
Right.
And so I'm like, man, bro, I need some money, man. How I gotta get it?
And they probably ran across somebody page with an ad saying they making this much during this time, doing this. So they like, oh well, shoot, maybe that's what I need to jump into and reaching out, and then boom, there you go.
Look,
all I gotta say is if you started early, I guarantee you got paid. But if you're on that back end,
ain't no guarantee.
My apologies. You're gonna lose on $100.
Look, and it's crazy because, like I said, I mean, look, if you get it, more power to you. But like, I'm scared of, bro. I ain't trying to catch no Fed case because they come knocking and say, "Where does 800 in your bank account come from?"
More so be worried about that.
We need that tax. We need them taxes.
And I was talking to DJ maybe like a week ago, and they said some guy got 80 million in his account, like randomly or something, when they was giving out money, and it just popped it in his account or something like 80 or 800 million, one of the two.
Yeah, I think it was 80.
It was 80 million, but yeah, that was like, do you guys
take it back?
That's what I'm saying.
Hell yeah, you gotta give it back.
I'm gonna be quiet for a year. If it's still in there after a year.
Nah, you gonna be going to jail.
Dude, you have to withdraw and move out of the country, dude.
Right.
I mean, you do that, then you might be able to get away with it.
You probably gotta like close the account, change your name. Like you gotta basically disappear your past life.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta be like one day, like, man, y'all remember that dude Taj? Like, damn, I ain't heard of him in a long time. What happened to him?
He was gone.
Missing. Gone missing.
Let's start the rumor around like he won the lotto.
Yeah, that's to be the rumor.
Look, all right, but like I ain't really want to spend too much time on it. I just like, man, I know it ain't just me seeing this all over social media because this junk is wild.
Before you go into that, are they still running the lotto?
I was thinking about that too. Like, is the lotto still a thing right now?
Yeah, I haven't really seen.
I know the casino closed. I bet people hurting over that. That's probably why they're playing a little pyramid scheme, because they can't go to the casino and gamble, so they might as well risk it all somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
they can invest in web rims.
All right, but but anyway, but yeah, as I said before, today is draft night. I did want to shift the topic and like get on something a little bit more positive. So, what do you guys think are some of the big picks that may come from this? I mean, we obviously know who all are getting picked, but more so like who you think is going in the first round, who you think may slip to like the second, third, and
Joe.
I mean, we all know.
JP.
But we know that.
We all know he's going first, but
wait. So do you think he's gonna do what Eli did and say he's not gonna play for the Bengals?
No.
Nah.
He can't.
He's
He's from
not a
Ohio,
Manning.
so he probably wants to play in Ohio.
He's not a Manning. Only a Mannings can do that.
I said you can't be that arrogant coming into the league because that paints a bad stigma.
Well,
okay, but
Deion Sanders
is Deion though.
Yeah, but he wasn't Deion before he was Deion.
Yeah, Deion knew he was gonna be Deion.
Yeah, he was gonna be Deion. Yeah, he was pretty arrogant draft night.
If you tell somebody that we don't need to talk right now because I'm not gonna be there at that pick, you know he's gonna be good.
Yes, Mr. Sanders, we wanted to talk to you. Like, what pick are you?
11. Pick 11. Okay, well.
I'll be gone. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You messing up my minutes. Sorry.
All right, so let me ask this. Let me ask more of a formal question. Tua Tagovailoa, where do y'all think he'll go as far as like pick wise?
6.
Top 10.
I mean, because
I'll text y'all this earlier. If he wasn't injured, he'd be 1 or 2.
And
if he didn't get hurt, broke his hip, he'd be 1 or 2.
And that's an interesting topic too, because I was watching Undisputed the other day, and I didn't know how many surgeries he's had. I mean, of course, we all know he's had surgery, but like Skip kind of went down the list of how many surgeries he's had. I was like, man, like every time he missed another surgery, I was like,
I don't think he's that good as everybody's speaking.
Whoa. Let's not get disrespectful now.
I'm not getting disrespectful. He's a good player. He's an okay player, but I don't think he's top 10.
Hold on. What quarterbacks in the draft do you think that are better than him? Let's say that.
Joe.
I don't even think Joe is necessarily better than him, but he had such a great season last year. It's such a great story.
Keep in mind, he's a alleged LSU fan, so clearly he was going to say that.
No, but did you see what he did for LSU?
Hey, Joe Ball, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he didn't ball. Joe deserves to go first.
It's more to it than that too, though. Like, I mean, you bring in that offensive coordinator and you open up the system like that. He benefited very well. Like Alabama. Just like Kyler Murray, just like Baker
Alabama
Mayfield,
players.
that system makes you look way better than previously before.
Just like the Alabama system. Boy, all them players look like top 10 players when they play for Alabama.
A lot of
when they get in the league, they kind of play it out a little bit.
You do know that college football and NFL are two different things, right?
Exactly, but when you can play for them prestige LSU, Ohio State, they reigning in the NFL. They going
Whoa.
Hey man,
we got some hoopers in it. We got some in the NFL now from Alabama. Now.
Yeah, do that though. Derrick Henry popped back up on the scene. Julio did. It's okay.
Pop back up on the scene.
He did pop back on the scene. He was doing decent. Yeah. At first he faded out for a second. Don't act like he did it now.
I mean, he only been in the league, 3 or 4 years?
3 years.
So, I mean,
yeah.
Is it more than 3? Is it more than 3?
Four maybe. Probably
okay. 4. He seemed like he's been in for a while. Maybe I think about Mark Ingram and some of them, or Eddie Lacy. Where he at? I don't know. But go ahead.
I mean, Eddie Lacy was a dog.
Eddie Lacy's from Alabama?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
See?
Look, he didn't want to work out.
He didn't want to work out.
Abhishek isn't from Alabama, so I don't expect him to know that. But
listen, man, only big player that I know from Bama right now is Julio, and he still doesn't have a ring, so it's concerning.
Whoa.
Oh, you say what?
They gotta get rid of Matt.
What about Hightower?
Cam
that's another conversation for another day.
I heard y'all might get Cam now.
So it's like 3 Alabama pplayers on the Falcons alone.
Oh, that's true. None of them have ring,
really?
Courtney Upshaw, Ridley,
Ridley,
like Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
But what I'm about to say, where y'all think? Because this is something that came up earlier today. Where y'all think Jake Fromm will go in this draft?
3rd round.
Come on, Georgia quarterback.
Yes.
From?
3rd at the earliest.
Yeah. He didn't show me too much.
I can see him slide into that second just based off some
leadership
quarterback
Sliding
quality
to
that he has.
Game manager.
Yeah, no, I will say everything that I've heard about Jake Fromm, period, like from the season last year to like postseason getting ready for the draft, everybody said the same day. They said he is probably the most intelligent quarterback that they've seen in this draft class, but he does not have the arm talent to go behind it.
But I don't know.
Say that about all these quarterbacks.
I can kind of blame Kirby Smart and company for not helping him out, I guess. The system was not designed for him to be that guy.
I can agree. Because Jake, I watched almost all of Georgia games last year, and that for him to be going
accurate.
Last year?
But yeah, in general, pretty accurate. But he don't really have. They really want to run the ball and then throw off the run. So.
Yeah, because he only ever threw slants for real. Because every time he threw it downfield, it was not on point.
Well, when I mean accurate, I mean like short to mid range. Like
yeah.
Not like
the Tom Brady passes. I feel
like he's not finna throw down the field like that anyway. Yeah. Hey, don't talk about the GOAT like that.
Buccaneer, that's a Buccaneer right now.
But I feel like Henry Ruggs. I think he's gonna be special in the NFL. But I could be wrong.
I think he a dog, bro. He a dog, bro. He I know Jerry Jeudy get all the claim and he deserves it. Henry might have some comparable numbers in the NFL, bro.
That's why I think he might be the best receiver in this draft class.
Are you saying that because where he's from?
No.
I'm biased. I would definitely say yes, I'm biased.
I'm saying because he runs a 4.2. He can run any route. You don't see too many 4.2 guys running any route. You know what I'm saying?
Who had the best 40 out of those two? Him or Jeudy?
Him.
Come on, bro.
I'm almost going to assume that it was Ruggs, but it may not have been by as much as you think it would have been.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't. I mean,
they both went to the combine.
Yeah, Judy's one of the best route runners that we have seen in our short lives. So.
Come on, in Alabama?
Based in college.
Yeah.
He ain't pro throw. Well, go ahead.
But
I feel like Chad Johnson.
Jerry Jeudy ran a 4.45, and then Henry Ruggs ran a 4.27.
That's a huge.
That's huge. My bad. So it is as much as you. 4.45 is still really good speed, but that 4.27 is that's like world class speed, bro.
Yeah, I'm running that 4.2 range, but
okay,
I see.
So Seth, with you being our resident Auburn fan, who are some notable names that you know that may be coming out?
So we got Derrick Brown is going to go top 10. Derrick Brown, the defensive tackle, he's going to go top 10.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that one.
Noah Igbinoghene is probably going to be he's a cornerback that may slip to the first round. And then we got Marlon Davidson, who may as well. But likely we'll have one first rounder and then some second or third. This might be our most players drafted since like the draft was more than 7 rounds. So I think we got the potential to have like 8 or 9 draft picks this year. So we'll see how it goes.
I think the last one was Trey Mason in there.
No, the
Cadillac.
I can't even remember which one was loaded like this. Like those drafts were loaded, but I don't think they had like 7 or 8 people that was in the draft. They might have stopped to like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
I think Justin Jefferson gonna do in the league. I think that's his name. The wide receiver from LSU, Jefferson.
Oh, right? Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Hey, I don't bet against LSU wide receivers, bro. I don't.
Yeah, they
do not bet against LSU wide receivers.
That's like betting against Ohio State corner.
Exactly. Like, don't do it, bro.
I mean, they only got Odell and
Alabama DBs
and Landry.
Yeah,
whoa,
I think
Surtain the dog.
We're bad against Alabama DBs, bro.
Marlon Humphrey's a dog for real though. Are you playing?
Is that guy Fitzpatrick or something like that?
Yeah, he a dog too.
Yeah.
Them both, all pros right there, man.
Yeah, but I do think that.
I got some misses out there too, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we definitely got them.
But
Definitely got them.
You got your D Milliners out there, bro.
Hold on, Eddie Jackson was straight too. It's straight.
Yeah.
He pretty good.
Yeah, but I do think that this is gonna prove to be one of the better drafts in recent years.
There's gonna be a lot of O-lines.
We're talking in terms of
talent.
Yeah. Oh, talent. Okay.
My question is,
offensive line going.
Do you think
is that what you're about to say, Abhishek, about the viewership?
Oh yeah, viewership's probably like tenfold right now.
Through the roof.
Right.
Through the roof.
The only thing.
It might be the most viewed draft in NFL history.
Oh, 100%.
I wonder if these kids gonna do some creative stuff when they get picked. Like, are they gonna do like some creative things when they get picked? Their house gonna be filled.
Interesting, bro.
Everybody gonna be in there. Social distancing ain't gonna be. I'm telling you why.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting.
Social distancing is gonna be non-existent, bro. It's gonna be 50 deep party.
What? If I'm going first round, my whole family gonna be in the building.
Look, paint this picture. Just imagine somebody getting drafted and they play a TikTok video when they walk in the room that's partying like.
Up there.
You gonna get somebody. Somebody gonna be over in the corner like this. Like, bro, we on camera, bro.
Rolling up. My bad.
Bro.
Look. We good?
That's funny.
The draft gonna be like the Super Bowl. The type of numbers it's finna put up. They better throw some commercials in there while they at.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of high viewership, I'm assuming everybody had a chance to watch the Last Dance documentary.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Abhishek, man, you missed one.
I did not, man.
You missed one. This is a
the second episode.
Yeah, Seth told me that this is the same same team that did the Fab Five documentary, and it shows because it was well done. And it's a 10-part docuseries. They're gonna, I guess, show 2 episodes every Sunday on ESPN. And the first 2 episodes did not disappoint at all. And we learned a lot of things about this 90s Bulls team that may not have been known prior. And it's been an interesting watch, to say the least. I would say so far, in my opinion, and like I said, I'm opening up the floor for everybody to talk about it, but in my opinion, the most shocking part about this docuseries has been the grossly underpaid Scottie Pippen.
Right.
Just to catch Abhishek up on what I'm talking about. So Scottie Pippen was arguably one of the top 2-3 players in the whole NBA. So with Jordan being number 1, and Jordan was making $33 million a year. So you would think Scottie, who was probably the second best player in the entire National Basketball Association, was making decent. He was the 122nd, I think, paid NBA player. He only made $2 million a year.
Oh wow!
And guess what? Like, he didn't play. Like, he waited till the start of the season to get surgery, and in the documentary, Michael Jordan said that man was being selfish. And I'm like, you making $30 million more than this dude, and you talking about him being selfish? That man trying to get paid.
Michael trying to say he's being selfish because he's gonna mess up his legacy if they would have lost. I feel like
I don't think you mess up your legacy.
I also think that Michael may have known, hey, bro, you signed this contract, you knew what you were getting into. And so now I agree. Like, Michael coming from a way more prosperous situation, it's easy to say that up there.
But go ahead.
Yeah, but it's like, hey, you signed this deal, bro. We still out here trying to win championships. Don't go jeopardizing, and you know how competitive Michael is. Don't go jeopardizing my chance at rings because you in your feelings.
But I mean, while that is true, I understand to a certain extent why Scottie did, because Scottie went on to explain why he did it early on, because which you can't live scared. Like, you made it to this point, you guys just gambled on yourself. But he was like, you gotta keep in mind, Scottie Pippen is a country guy, grew up in the country with his mom, dad, and his 11 siblings. So it was 12 of them. and you know what I'm saying, and nobody in his family knows money or anything like, or has had money like this before. So he had an opportunity to get $18 million over the course of 7 years.
7 years, yeah.
And
Damn.
that's money that he's never seen before. So, you know, so he has the opportunity to provide for his family and himself. So he's like, do I sign it? Do I not sign this contract and risk getting injured and never seeing this type of money again? Or do I go ahead and sign it, get the money in the bank, and now I can provide for my family? So that's where he was coming from with his decision to sign it. But the owner said, if you sign this contract, I don't want to hear anything else from you. I'm not renegotiating. I'm not doing anything. So don't sign it if you don't want it.
But in hindsight, like when you look at it, like Jordan and Pippen didn't expect that run to happen. So when it did happen, no, exactly, no one did. When it did happen, if I'm Scottie, I'm like, listen, bro, like you said in the documentary, you can't speak my name without speak your name without speaking my name. So if you know I'm being underpaid, go to bat for me. If you Michael Jordan,
like LeBron.
Exactly. If you Michael Jordan,
I see it.
You feel I'm merging it in there. If you Michael Jordan,
yeah, because he got TT all that money, he didn't deserve it. But anyway, that's
got
another
JR
story for
all that
another
money
day.
too. But listen, if you and like I said on the last episode, a lot of people that signed with Rich Paul are the main players that's getting their money during this time. But that's another story. But if you Michael Jordan, you can go to that front office like, hey, I know what he signed, but we need Scottie. I'm not saying drop the whole bag on him, but let's do something. You know what I'm saying?
And while I know that Michael Jordan was the most famous person in the world, not even the most famous athlete, the most famous person in the world at this time.
Bigger than the Pope.
I do also know, like I said, from watching this documentary, that him and the front office weren't necessarily on the best of terms. So I'm not sure. I'm not saying that he couldn't have got it done, but I'm not sure how much leverage he could have with that team because
they could have hated that man. If he would have, I feel like if he'd walked up in there and said, "I'm not playing another freaking second if y'all don't get this junk done," something would have happened.
I don't know because that general manager was
It would have happened. It was
very spiteful.
It's Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls.
Bro,
so
you see what happened when what they did with Phil. He told Phil, I don't care if you win 82 games,
he's not.
You ain't coming back. No, but you saw what Michael said as a result of that. He said, if Phil isn't here, I'm not here.
And he retired.
They called his bluff. They probably didn't think he was gonna do it, but he did it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if Jordan would have said, I'm not playing these games until I do what's it called, and then he's not playing in the game, they would have had to go back in there and what's it called, because they could have fined him, but Jordan had money. That wouldn't have hurt him.
Yeah, I'm about to say something very controversial. Scottie Pippen may have been equally or more important to the Chicago Bulls than Michael Jordan.
I mean, I don't think that's controversial to say because Scottie damn near won. Scottie led them to the damn playoffs without Michael. And damn near
Eastern Final, I think.
I said, damn near could have won the MVP.
I would say equally. I would say equally.
Yeah.
Because Jordan didn't win one without Scottie, and Scottie didn't win one without Jordan.
Right.
No, he didn't win one like this.
They didn't win when they lost in Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not controversial to y'all, but to the viewers who may.
Oh yeah. Because like I say, it's Jordan is synonymous with Scottie. Like I don't think. Not to say that we won't, but I don't know if we'll ever see two players that like peanut butter and jelly to each other like they did.
I have a question. So does that
Magic and Kareem?
Does that bring Jordan down a notch a little bit since he needed Scottie in ranking?
You know, they don't care about that time. It's all about being 6-0.
Every Batman got a Robin, bro.
Yeah.
But I mean, LeBron they said he needed D-Wade and he went and did it by himself.
But
no, he needed D-Wade. He would have never got his first championship if it wasn't for D-Wade.
I agree.
But I believe in what Michael said. Like I believe what Michael said was 1,000% on point. You should never say Michael Jordan's name without Scottie Pippen because that's just how important they were to each other.
Yeah. But an avid Michael Jordan fan don't want to hear this conversation. They're gonna be like, Jordan, he could have won without.
I will say this. Like going back and watching the documentary and seeing his like magnanimous, presence, it's LeBron's in that realm, but like Michael Jordan's an icon. Like LeBron is not on Michael Jackson territory. Michael Jordan was like Michael Jackson's peer in that time.
Right.
Like it's few people that have like the presence of a Michael Jackson. Michael Jordan did. LeBron is in that cat. He ain't the same. He's in that category, but he's not the same.
And
that's without social media.
And I'm not saying
without social media.
Right.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying that Michael. No one here is saying that Michael isn't good, because we all saw in this documentary the years before Scottie and how Michael was just that motherfucker in the league.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is,
but they was trash.
What I'm saying is, I don't think the dynasty that was created would not have been there without Scottie.
It wouldn't. Like I don't think that's even outlandish to say. And I would say for the dude that took a lot of the flack in it, Jerry Cross, the GM,
he was good at what he did.
And part of the reason they were able to sustain that dynasty because Scottie Pippen was getting paid pennies.
Right, and that's the other.
He went to go get Tony.
And they traded. They traded old boy too, Charles Oakley.
Yeah.
Got to go. We need us a real center in here.
But I don't think, besides the whole fact that he was grossly underpaid, I don't think Scottie gets his flowers enough, because Scottie Pippen is a certain type of person. Because Scottie Pippen was the type of person that you never see. He was a egoless superstar. Like Scottie Pippen was a fucking superstar, and he had no. I'm talking about like ego in the sense that like he willingly took the role as a second option. He willingly took the role as being the
Number
Scottie to Jordan. Like
the Luigi to Mario. I know
exactly. Like look at nowadays people like Kyrie Irving, LeBron. Like Kyrie Irving was
a number 2,
a great player, but as long as he played with LeBron, he would always be number 2, and that was too much for him. So he
about to be back to be number 2 in the Nets too.
Yeah. Exactly. That's
his
role. He never like he could never live up to being that number 1. He's a number 2 type player.
Yeah,
but
he couldn't do it.
But that's just how
winning like that.
That's just how the NBA is structured. Like every championship NBA team has to have a 1 and 2 option. Somebody is going to be number 2. I don't care if you're the best player in whatever. Somebody's going to be number 2. Kobe, Shaq.
Kobe number 1, Shaq number 2.
Stop it.
Kobe, Shaq.
Kobe was 2.
No Kobe slander will be steered for it. No, we're not standing for no Kobe slander.
R.I.P. Kobe. I respect that man. I respect him, but Shaq was number 1 on that team.
I will say in Kobe's defense, he got one without Shaq. But
he did. He was one when that time. He was number 1 in that option.
And I don't know who number 2 on that. I guess number 2 was Paul Gasol.
Paul.
But hold on, that's like don't disrespect my boy like that, man.
How, bro?
But anyway, but yeah, you got your Kobe Shaqs, Wade Shaqs, Tim Duncan, and the rest of the team, Scottie and Jordan. Like, there's always have to be a 1 and 2 option.
That's a
number 1.
The only team that didn't have like superstar number 2 probably within the last 20 years, it's probably 2 teams that didn't have that.
Let's see if you get
Mavericks that beat the Heat, and the Pistons that beat the Lakers. Like they didn't have superstars then.
No, it was the Houston Rockets. But that's probably not 20 years.
That's not 20 years. It's not 2000 plus. It's not 2000 plus.
But
so,
I mean,
you want to go back 30 years.
The Detroit had, who
was their 1 though?
Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey
Billups and who else?
A borderline superstar.
Who was their 1? Chauncey was their number 1.
Rasheed Wallace.
What he
borderline? Big shot Billups.
Chauncey Billups.
I'm saying Chauncey Billups, and then who else? Who was the other superstar?
No, All Stars. Rip Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace.
I grouped them all in one bucket.
Ben Wallace was an All-Star.
Yeah, he was.
Ben Wallace was like a 5-time defense.
My bad.
I think they hold 1 year they had all 5 of their players went to the All-Star.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So Chauncey Billups was a 6-time All-Star. I ain't gonna disrespect him like that. That's my fault.
Yeah, Chauncey Billups was an All-Star. I consider him, but I grouped the rest of his teammates
all as the second
option.
He was a star. How about it? Not a superstar, but a star. Like,
yeah, he was a star. He was definitely a star.
Yeah.
Superstar is a
big shot
stretch.
filler.
See, it's a stretch.
But in that area, I don't know, it might not be that big.
Like
of a stretch,
Steve
but I
Nash.
had
Steve
to-
Nash was a superstar.
Whoa. Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
That's what I'm talking about,
man.
Ty. Let go.
Slide
Let go,
over.
Ty. Boy, Taj, boy, you might catch some hands for a minute. I had to see how this conversation gonna go.
I said that for Terrence.
I have no comment.
The most overrated.
Whoa, Hall of Fame.
MVP?
Huff.
They gave
Hall
him
of
two
Famer.
MVPs.
Oh.
God, he should have never won an MVP, bro.
I think Mike D'Antoni for both of them.
Huff.
Who he cheated?
Huff.
Both of them.
Who he, like Kobe, KG, and Tim Duncan? Out of those 2 years he won, any one of them could have won. Kobe averaged 35 a game, bro. Didn't get the MVP.
Dwayne Wade won the year. It's just crazy, but you know we ain't gonna talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
Too much negative.
We can go on
that
to
ain't the point of this.
we go on to the next thing. So yeah, like I said, this documentary has really been good. I can't emphasize that enough. I'm really looking forward to the next couple episodes. The next episode Sunday, episode 3 is going to be centered around Dennis Rodman. That one should be fairly interesting. To say
Probably
the
more
least.
interesting. Just 'cause he was an interesting person.
Yeah,
He married himself.
yeah.
He's the guy who's like super close to the North Korea dude, right?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this
He's
should
the
be
one that wore a wedding dress.
wedding dress.
Best
And-
rebounder all time.
Yeah, best rebounder.
6'9".
Like,
That's right.
yeah, I will say before we get off the topic of this podcast, not podcast, of this documentary, that team was sculpted by God because you had somebody in Scottie Pippen who was content with being the second option on the team and was like goated at that. And you had Dennis Rodman who was sculpted from clay just to get rebounds.
And play
Like-
great defense.
And play defense. Like
I feel like it helped that
Besides
Scottie
Olajuwon,
got
Olajuwon killed them.
drafted to them because he had to play under Jordan from scratch. Now if they would like traded, it might have been a little bit harder because he's been balling and trading to the Bulls. And he's like, oh well, I can't be number one. You know what I'm saying?
but
So
Scottie
they
would never win number one.
They did trade it for Scottie Pippen.
Yeah,
Man.
Scottie would
I'm
never
talking
win
about
number
he never
one.
played with the
on
other
draft
team.
night. On draft
On
night.
draft
I jump back.
Yeah.
We just
I need to get that-
showing Jerry Cross's great ability to pick out the right players, man.
I'm gonna get that Supersonic Pippen jersey.
And his even bigger ability to shoot himself in the foot. But
He got little man syndrome. He's
Little
only like
man
5'8", 5'6", probably.
but his little man syndrome was on Hall of Fame. But
Speaking of Hall of Fame, that boy Scottie Pippen like that 6'10" lock from 2K19, but on defense.
yeah, he was. But yeah, so going on to the next topic. So with everyone being hopefully quarantining and staying home 20 I ain't gonna say 24/7, but as much as possible. Do you guys have any like suggestions as far as like shows that y'all are watching currently or anything?
Ooh. Little Fires Everywhere on Hulu. How to Get Away with Murder on Hulu.
Okay.
Dave, Hulu.
Oh yeah, Dave. I heard that was really good.
It's a
I
Hulu
like
commercial.
It's probably super
Yeah,
fun.
Hulu commercial. Hulu plays live sports.
And I watched. This is a little side throw in on Netflix. I watched Outer Banks. I thought that was pretty good. So
Okay.
Is that the space one?
no, that's when they was in it's like on the Outer Banks, North Carolina, I think, and it was like on the beach
Oh,
and stuff
okay.
like that. The
Yeah,
treasure. Yeah. So yeah, that's my suggestion so far.
I'm really catching up on old shows that I missed, back in the day. So I watched Luke Cage, season 2. Season 2, yeah. Now I'm watching Iron Fist season 2, and then I'm gonna pick up with the rest of them because I had got so far behind. So I'm just doing that.
There's a Marvel thing going on there.
Oh yeah.
That's what it sound like.
Yeah, I'll go ahead, Seth.
Yeah, I think we've been watching Lock and Key. It's a Netflix special. It's pretty interesting.
Isn't that a Marvel series as well?
No, I don't think. No, that's not Marvel. That's more. I don't even know who it is.
Oh, okay.
Really. It's not Marvel though.
Okay.
It's more like the dang it, the something the Witch and the Lion, the Witch in the Wardrobe in that realm of
Okay.
show.
Okay.
So Lock and Key, we watched Kevin Hart, Don't F This Up. We just finished that one last night. That's actually pretty interesting. Kevin Hart makes you hate him and love him all in the same season.
That's like a documentary, right?
Yeah, it's a documentary.
Okay.
Of his tour that he did. He had a couple different, I think, shows he did in that tour, but the biggest one was his most recent one. Taj, you know it?
Yeah. Talking about the recent tour.
Yeah.
Let Me Explain Myself or something like that.
Yeah, Let Me Explain Myself, I think. Yeah. And then we also watching like Mr. Robot on Prime.
It's going.
Which debuted in like 2015. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like
Watching
especially for
Insecure yet?
y'all IT folks. Yeah, for y'all IT folks, y'all should definitely check that one out. Mr. Robot. It's pretty interesting.
I'm only IT during work time, but go ahead.
and barely then, huh?
What about you, Abhishek?
I'm watching like a bunch of old shows too. So like The Office and Friends and stuff. Just something to put some noise when I'm doing work. And
That's
then
your favorite show, though.
I mean,
which one?
I watch
Friends.
Friends a lot.
Really?
Yeah, it's my
I
joint.
didn't know that. Oh man. I started watching. I don't know if you guys have heard Money Heist on Netflix.
I heard that was good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's like this group of people trying to like rob banks and stuff. It's a pretty good plot. But it's in Spanish, so you gotta like. It's kind of weird because like when you like just put subtitles, or, like put it in English, like the facial expressions don't match sometimes. And you're just like, what's going on here? So
Rough
other than
translation.
that, yeah, it's a little confusing at times, but it's still a good watch.
Yeah, so I same theme, old stuff. I'm real big on like syndications of like TV shows and movies. So like I say, I watch Friends and like Scrubs and stuff like that a lot. But recently I've been watching so I'm a big YouTube person. So like I watch a lot of YouTube. So I'll just find like random YouTube channels and I'll watch them all day. So like I don't know if you guys ever heard like WatchMojo.com. They do like a top 10 list on just random subjects every day. I'll get on there just get lost for time watching that. I watch like different podcasts on the YouTube because I like to watch podcasts more than I like to listen to them. And then also like I said, I've been watching like old movies. So like I've been watching like The Fifth Element and
Classic right now.
and I've been wanting to catch, and I've been wanting to catch up on like series, so like refresh myself with actual series of movies. So like I've been watching the Ghostbusters 1 and 2 and Terminator 1 and 2 and stuff like that. So just getting refreshed with like old stories.
You did say classic. Go ahead, Tosh.
No, I just had to piggyback off what Abhishek was saying. On Netflix, he made me think about this movie I watched. I might want to watch it on your own. Don't watch it when y'all eating. It's called Platform.
I saw that. I saw the trailer to that, man. That did not look good.
Yeah, I watched it. Well, it's gonna like mess with your mind, man. But I love the concept of it. So
yeah, that's what I meant. Like I don't think you can watch it when you're like eating or doing anything else. But
it's basically about this guy. He's went into a prison, but how the prison is set up with levels, and the prison is stacked on top of each other. The way you can interact with different prisoners is look through a hole in the middle of the floor, and the prison cells above you and below you. And everyone got to eat one time a day, but the tray comes down by the level. So you got to wait till the first level eats, then the second level eats, third level eats, and so on and so on. So the people on the lower levels, they might not eat for, for a month, because it's every month you get switched to a different level. So it's real different. It's a different concept. So it's like, I don't know. I like this. So I just want to throw that out there if y'all want to check it out.
Definitely gonna check that out.
It's
I don't even know.
Have y'all seen Parasite?
I heard about it. I heard it was really good. It's a movie, right?
It's a movie, but it's same concept, but like, well, not same concept essentially, but it's like what they're trying to portray is like the socioeconomic classes of like the current world and how that applies to this concept that they're taking. But it's like when you're watching it, you just watch it through that lens.
Okay. All right. So
I have one more show I gotta tell y'all about. I also tune into Insecure every Sunday on HBO.
And How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah, I got to start watching Insecure. I watched like the first 2 episodes of season 1 and then just fell off. But I want to catch up because I want to see what the hype is about. So
They short episodes, on like 30, 40 minutes
Yeah.
per, I think.
You can binge it.
yeah, I definitely will. Well, cool. And then so last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and go to our reoccurring segment. Like I said, we like to call it artists versus artists. It could be any two entities versus each other. It's just us bringing up a debate and just going ham on it. So today's I guess host of that little segment is going to be Taj. So what you come up with?
Okay, gentlemen, I have 2 albums that I want to debate today. You know, I wanted to compare it to each other. I know what my pick is, but I want to know what y'all feel like these albums are. Y'all might know what I'm leading towards.
The opposite of what you pick. All right, we done.
I'm not gonna tell you until I'm not gonna tell you until after. So the
did you hint at it on Instagram?
No, not recently.
Oh man.
Oh man. Not recently. So the 2 albums I want to debate. Which ones do y'all think is better? The first album is "What a Time to Be Alive" by Drake and Future.
Okay.
And the second one is "Watch the Throne" by Jay-Z and Kanye.
Oh, that's easy.
Ooh.
I mean, that's easy. that's not even the. All right, go ahead.
For me, that's easy.
Go ahead and set the stage, Todd. Set the stage, Todd.
I said
Give our viewers some background. Like I said, give us some points on both.
Okay, well, you got to look at it like this. "What a Time to Be Alive" is featuring Drake and Future, one of the 2 biggest artists at this time, came and did a collective album together. You got Jumpman on there. You got Digital Dash, Big Ring. What else on there? Change the Locations. Those type of songs on there. And then you had "Watch the Throne," which you had Jay-Z and Kanye at their top peak collab together and created, where you have "No Church in the Wild." You have what else you have? "Niggas in Paris."
Every song on that album's pretty good. What are you talking about?
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to get y'all's perspective because some people feel like "What a Time to Be Alive" was better and they made more money during tour than "Watch the Throne," and then some people think "Watch the Throne" was better, even though they made a lot of money, but not as much as "What a Time to Be Alive."
I think the opinion of which one was better depends on the age group. Because I don't think every age group, like if you had a chart of ages this through this, ages this through this, there would be a dramatic shift of, all right, I think this one is better versus I think this was better for this age group. Like I don't think every age group, I don't think it's a blurred line between age groups.
So you think it depends on the person's age? What?
Like I think the younger generation grew up on Future, and Future to my personal opinion, Future to a lot of the younger generation is what to the older generation Jay-Z is. As far as impacting, so Jay-Z impacted a entire generation of music, and so did Future. Because there's a lot of Future clones, and there's a lot of Jay-Z clones that kind of grew up around that same Memphis Bleak era of music.
Man, Bleak. So what is I'm saying? I'm guessing everyone was picking the same album.
I don't know. I'm thinking Watch the Throne though.
I pick Watch the Throne. As much as it
all the way.
hurts me to agree with Taj.
It's Watch the Throne and it ain't close.
It ain't close.
And What a Time is a good album. Like I love that album, but Watch the Throne, bro. If you like, I'm looking at the track list now, bro. Watch the Throne got some bangers. Like Murder the Excellence, bro.
All of them are bangers.
Oh my God, bro! Like, come on.
4 months.
But like I said, there are some people who live and die by Drake and live and die by Future. So
yes,
but that ain't even close.
But there's also
and there's a lot of people that hate Kanye, so they're not going to even give him that. You know what I'm saying?
It don't even matter how much you hate Kanye. You gotta respect that album.
I said, but there's also a lot of people that live and die by Kanye and live and die by Jay-Z.
That's true. Like me.
That's true.
But you know what I'm saying? When in doubt, Kanye it out. But
yes.
Like they said well, they said earlier, speaking of the merger between the two, the sports and music, do y'all agree that Jordan is Jay-Z. Kobe is what did they say? Kobe is Lil Wayne, and Drake is LeBron.
Yeah, I can see that.
You can
comparison.
say that because it's the eras.
Do y'all feel that?
Yeah, because each one of them were at the top of their collective sport
during that time.
At that time, because Lil Wayne was on top when he was in charge. Kobe was on top when he was in charge.
Wayne Wayne was he had his moment some years. He was like on top of the game.
From 2004 to whenever the Carter 3 came out.
Michael Jordan and Jay-Z, they got to the top. Boom, they was at the top. When Kobe and Wayne, they was comparing them to like, is Wayne better than Jay-Z? Is Wayne better? Just like how is Kobe better than Jordan? They're like that. But then he not phased out, but it's like he's on the top of the podium, but he's just there. Wayne gets respect, but not the top tier no more. He doesn't get that.
I don't know. Like if most people to this day be like, Prime Wayne ain't nobody better than him. To this day, they still say that. Even though how trash Wayne. They say Lil Wayne. I don't care what he.
Prime Wayne.
You can say the same thing about Prime Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z is not in his prime anymore.
Prime. They just say Jay-Z is top one. They don't say Prime or win this year, that
year. But you can't say that because Jay-Z does not rap now like he did when he started. Reasonable doubt, Jay-Z is not the same as
just Jay-Z as Jay-Z. Whole body work.
Jay-Z ain't the same as no Jay-Z.
Right.
I'll say this though. As much as the old heads are gonna hate me for it, Drake coming for that Jay-Z spot, bro. Like, Drake don't miss.
I don't think that's well, it's a controversial thing.
I don't think they're gonna give it to him. I don't think they're gonna give it to him.
Even if he do miss, they gonna love the song anyway because it's Drake. So.
But at the end of the day,
Drake, he got the Midas touch, bro. Like everything he touches gold, bro.
At the end of the day, Jay-Z said it best: numbers don't lie. And if Drake come for him, bro, the numbers ain't gonna lie. Because like you said, everything Drake touches is a hit. And I think Drake has the magic. I think Drake has this shit down to a science. Like he knows how to make music. So he could make music for the rest of his life if he wanted to, and it probably will still be in contention.
He probably got his work ethic from
Wayne.
He did say that. He said working on watching him and coming up under him, seeing how hard he worked, kind of giving him that mentality to stay in the studio like he do.
But a lot of people in the music industry, I'm not talking about fans, I'm talking about actually the music industry. A lot of people in the music industry looks at Wayne as being the GOAT because of that exact reason. They talk about like Wayne.
That's like NBA players look at Kobe as being the GOAT. It's the same thing. But not me, I'm gonna say we, but some people on, fans, I don't look at Kobe as the RP. I don't look at him as a GOAT.
But I think that was a great parallel because I think that was a great parallel, those pairs of individuals, because Jordan, we like to look at Jordan as he's been Jordan his whole career, like from beginning, not counting the Wizards, but from beginning to end, Jordan has always been Jordan. Like he came in the game just knocking heads off, and he left the game knocking heads off. And then we kind of think the same as Jay-Z. Jay-Z, to this day, he come out with albums and they go platinum. Like he has been that since day one. Whereas Weezy and Kobe
came back.
Yeah, whereas Weezy and Kobe, they had they had their rookie years, and then by the end of it all, they were the GOATs.
And they had a lot of competition during their times. I guess is a parallel. Like Tim Duncan, you can always talk about him as or Shaq or whoever. But
you had your T-Max, your Joel Santana, T-Max, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Whoa. Don't disrespect T-Max like that, man.
No. Like Kanye, he got hot for a while there.
No, Joel Santana was at a point where they was comparing him and Wayne as being the best. No.
Well, when Wayne was coming, when Wayne in his like around the first card, 2004, big albums around that time was like Jeezy, T.I., Twister. Kanye West was just coming out, so like he had some legendary artists around the same time. But Wayne was out way before they were the Hot Boy. But I kind of count Wayne as being from the Carter on.
But Flash in the Pans too. Like this is not saying he's a comparable rapper. Like Jermaine Dupri, like went super hot for like 2 or 3 years in the early to mid 2000s. Like remixing it up. Not saying like that's like the Gilbert Arenas. Just went hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For 2 years.
The whole snap culture that was coming up mid 2000s. So distractions from the greatest at that time.
And then And then even to shed light on the LeBron Drake thing, like LeBron, of course, has all these Kevin Durant's, your Steph Curry's, all the competition in the league now. But like even Drake is being as great as an artist as he is, there's still a great artist that's in contention with him because he coming up with in the Drake, J. Cole era of artists. And depending on who you ask, my personal favorite artist out of that group is J. Cole, but I'm biased. So
okay, if they compare LeBron to a Drake in the industry, who is KD in this rap industry?
Like J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar or somebody.
Yeah, it's hard. It's either J. Cole or Kendrick. The masses may say Kendrick, but
Steph could be the other one or somebody else. I don't know.
Steph,
but you know, a lot of young people like.
I feel like Steph is like
hey, I might say somebody like Thugger though.
Oh,
Young Thug might be in that type of range because the kids like love him.
The kids love Young Boy.
NBA.
Like when I say kids, I'm not talking about like 18 and under. I'm talking about like 24 and under.
They want to talk about they love like Young Boy.
Range. Yeah,
I don't even think I ever heard a Young Boy song, but I see so many.
I don't think I have either, but I know he's the most streamed artist on YouTube.
So I might download his album tomorrow.
Something like that.
I think I do album dropping tomorrow. I think we'll download it, give him a chance. I just hear so many people talking good things about him. But
yeah, I heard he was I didn't fact check this at all, but I heard that he was the most streamed artist on YouTube. So
yeah, I heard that today when I was listening to something. They were talking about that.
Yeah, they love that boy.
So they was comparing Lil Uzi Vert to him, and it's like it ain't even YB. It ain't even close. And I'm like, so I don't know.
And I heard Lil Uzi Vert has a hive of his own, so it's just
everybody with their cult following.
But like I said, it's the same way it is. Like it's Drake and it's LeBron, and then like I said, it's just you have all the other competition. So you can't. A lot of people, you can't unanimously say that LeBron is the best player in the league. People have their opinions. Some people may say
he is the best player.
Kawhi Leonard. Some people may say it's Kevin Durant. But not everybody may think Drake is the best artist. So like I said, I think that was a great parallel.
He's not missed 17 seasons. He doesn't miss like Drake. He doesn't miss.
True.
Yeah.
He's been hurt one time too. Crazy thing about it. So.
Yeah, that's the most impressive
I don't even
thing.
think he was hurt.
Period.
What'd you say?
I don't think he was hurt, low key. To be honest with you.
To be in
I
a
don't think
professional.
that.
I don't know. Like I said, that's the most impressive.
He probably was hurt.
That's the most impressive thing about LeBron to me, period. Just like beyond all of his millions of basketball accolades, the fact that he has been able to play for this long at this level and not really get any serious injury is probably like the most impressive thing ever for a professional athlete.
He's like Cal Ripken Jr. Was it Cal Ripken Jr.?
Yeah, so the consecutive games record.
And then Brett Favre.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went a little over the time that I wanted to do. So so we'll go ahead and wrap things up because the draft just started not too long ago. I know everybody wanted to go watch it. So with that, I thought it started at 7.
My turn.
Oh, your time? Oh, well, never mind. Well, it haven't started yet. But anyway, with closing thoughts, anybody got any closing thoughts or anything they want to finish up and say to the audience?
Taj, that's the question.
I mean, we ain't got to that part yet, bro. We ain't got that part. We do that after.
Closing thoughts, yeah, man. Even though they open up some of these states, man, be cautious before you step outside. Still take these precautions and flow out here like you still need to be 6 feet away from each other in inches. And is he frozen? He keeps smiling at me. Okay, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
The internet dropped for a minute, bro.
But yeah, man, just everybody.
AOL.
Yeah, that's all I have. Just be safe out here.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the consensus from all of us. Like, y'all be safe. Like I said, still practice social distances. Remember, there is no vaccine yet, so y'all need to act accordingly. And I think that's pretty much all we have for you. Taj, did you want to say something to me?
Najee, let's see if we get it right this time. So we had a good podcast today. How you think it went today, Najee?
Oh, somebody called me. Oh, look. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It went fairly decent, I suppose, man.
Hey.
I ain't got no complaints. But
talking about.
But yeah,
there we go.
But yeah, wrapped up another good pod. We'll see you guys next time, and appreciate y'all watching.
Clearly.
Peace.